Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is a brand new video from me about Black Series, because that's what I like to do. You see right in front of me that I have the Mandalorian and Grogu Arvala-7 build-up pack. This is a pack that was announced last year, I think towards the middle of the year, maybe like September. Anyways, it was announced. And then a placeholder was put on Target's website, but it never went up for pre-order. I had it there for months, waiting to see if it would ever go up for pre-order. It didn't. And then they actually announced a different build-up pack with the ice spiders and stuff. And that went up for pre-order, and I have that pre-ordered, but it's not out yet either. This, right now, the only way to get this is either ordering it online or being a cool person or friends with a cool person. And by that, I mean Hasbro sent these out to influencers, I guess, you know, people that are big in the community. I have it, but I am not one of those. I got mine from my friend Dan, who did get a pack, and I asked him, I said, of all the things in there, this is the one thing in there I really want, because it's the only thing that I didn't have on pre-order. And I asked him if he really cared about it, and he said no, and he sent it to me, and it was very nice. So Dan, if you're watching, thanks so much. Very nice of you to do this. But let's take a look here. I also have, you know, the other Mandalorian stuff to, I'm gonna put this guy, hold on. I wanted to put a bunch of droids out here because I just did a video about the droid depot, and if you want to go see that, there'll be a link to it somewhere, or don't, I don't know, it's fine. But I got him too, so he's not Star Wars, but he has a droid and he's cool. Anyways, so I've got this is the build-up Mando. You can see I've got a custom cape on there. I gave him the dark saber from Gideon. Someone sent me, I think it was Papa Gord, sent me a spear, a Beskar spear that's been 3D printed. And that's the extent of the changes I've made. Everything else is exactly how it comes. It's got the removable helmet and all that stuff. This is the single pack Grogu because it has articulation, but this is the pram from the first build-up pack. And then I got the regular vanilla Mandalorian here that came out back in like 2018 before the show even came out. Was it 2018? No, it was 2019. Jeez, yeah. Seems like forever ago. Anyways, what we have here is the build-up pack from Arvala-7. This is basically a snapshot of the second episode of the series, where Arvala-7 is the planet that Mando finds Grogu on. We didn't know his name then, but it's here, although his name isn't here. It should say, I mean, if they're going to put Grogu here, because he was still a child at this point, but if they're going to put Grogu here, I don't know why they didn't put Din Djarin, because he's Din Djarin and Grogu. Those are their names. That's a weird pet peeve I have with the Mandalorian so far, is they don't name people. Like the Mithril is still just called the Mithril. That's not his name. That's his species. Razor Crest that's not a name of a ship. That's a type of ship. I mean, that's fine. You know, you don't have to. I didn't name my car. My car is my Focus. Anyways, I'm getting way off topic here. This is the Mandalorian build-up pack from, it was supposed to come out last year, but you know how last year was. It's number 14 in the Mandalorian line. You can see on the back here, it says the Mandalorian is battle-worn and tight-lipped, a formidable bounty hunter in an increasingly dangerous galaxy who finds a mysterious alien pursued by bounty hunters on behalf of Imperial interests. Yep, that basically sums up the first episode or two. This specifically, as you can tell, is from his fight with the Mudhorn, but the real thing that I wanted to get is for this pram here, because while this pram is cool, this is the pram that I wanted. This is the pram that we find little Grogu in, and I really like it. But I wanted to get this out because I wanted to take a look at it. Obviously, you know, I'm a collector. I open up everything. I don't know what I'm going to do with these on my shelf because I already have both of these on my shelf. I don't have two versions of this guy, although I do own two versions of him because I have the regular one that came out, and then I have the build-up pack version. I guess I could sell one. I don't know. But let's take a look here. So let's get the pram out. The only thing I don't super like, I'm pretty sure this pram had a lid, but this one does not come with a lid. Oh, and it is in there. It's, ooh. There we go. All right. Well, that's one way to get it out. Let's push the Suga out here. That's the furry egg. If you're curious about that, I'll get into focus later. We got the Grogu here. Let's get the Mando. There we go. Let's get his Ambin phase rifle. Oh, it's got tape, so we should take care of the tape before we try to tear it out. Otherwise, we will break the phase rifle. And we don't want that. And then we have his little pistol here, which I'm sure has a name, but I don't know what it is. Not off the top of my head, anyway. Most of the time when I say like gun names or blaster names, I have looked them up because I do not have, my memory isn't as good as it used to be, I guess I should say. I used to be able to remember anything I've ever read about Star Wars, no matter how many times or how obscure. It was never a problem, but it has been as I've gotten older. Anyways, so let's start with this, yeah? Because this is kind of the thing here, right? This is the Din Djarin up close. You can see all the paint. So apparently what they did was they took this right here and they didn't actually change anything, but apparently they just did what's called like, what did they call it? Some kind of printing. It's not 3D printing. It's like oh, they had a specific name for it, and I can't remember. It's like texture printing or something like that. I should have looked it up before doing this. Man, he's got a weirdly rubbery feel to him. Like that's just his arm right there. Like that's a lot stiffer. This feels kind of like an eraser a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with that that texture printing they did. But you can see because in the fight with was a Mudhorn, he got his chest damaged pretty good, and they did a good job of that. And the other thing I really like is, you know, he got that little bit of Beskar, and the first thing he did was he replaced, it's from a Scarif Trooper armor, a Shore Trooper, and he replaced it with the Beskar. It was like his one Beskar piece, and that was basically the end of the first episode / beginning of the second episode, or all of the second episode, and then the third episode he upgraded to the Beskar version that we see right here. So this is literally a Mando that we got for one whole episode, basically. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. He is muddy. You can see he's splotchy. It's definitely... the back is not painted at all. Like this looks fine. But I guess if he was getting muddy, it would only be like this. And maybe the cape would have protected this from getting muddy. But I don't know. It definitely, I feel like, would have been better had all this mud here sort of translated to the back. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why they did that. The other thing, well, let's not get into that. I really want to just kind of look at the differences here. So obviously there's a lot of pieces that aren't going to be painted because they are supposed to be caked in mud. So the lack of paint down here and on here is just kind of par for the course. And I really do like what they did with the helmet. It's very splotchy and sprayed. So I think that's pretty cool. I think they did a good job on the front. I just think they sort of failed there on the back. There's not a lot there. But that's the Mandalorian. So he comes with the blaster I talked about. Though that's just kind of the same blaster he has before. It looks the same. I'm not gonna pull it out because I'm super lazy, and it's a lot of work right there. But we are just gonna, let's see what the articulation there. I have reviewed The Mandalorian, so if you want to go see my review of The Mandalorian, you can go check that out. I I believe I reviewed the Mandalorian and the carbonized version at the same time, and I kind of did a comparison. So if you want to know what the differences are there, you can go check it out. This is not a full review. I feel like I've already reviewed the original build-up pack. I've already reviewed this figure. I'm basically just doing this to show off the differences here. He's got a swivel here. Does this one have a swivel there? Oops. This one doesn't. Does this one? Let's take this off here. Oh, he does. Did I miss that in my original review? He's got a swivel there, and I never noticed that. I always have trouble getting this closed, so I might just leave that like that for now. Now in the fight, he didn't have his Ambin phase rifle. I'm pretty sure I don't know what happened to it. I think he lost it temporarily. Obviously, he gets it back, but he definitely doesn't have it in the fight. But it does just get kind of back there like that. If you want to kind of put it back there. Whoops. And then K2SO fell and everything fell. That's okay. Kind of par for the course for that guy. Okay, so that's that. What else does he come with? We have this newly kind of sculpted Grogu. Now, this is the exact same Grogu that came in the build-up pack. He just has a different head with closed eyes, but body-wise, he is the exact same. I would show you, but I guess I actually packed this up and put it in the box, so it's in the garage. And I didn't realize that I had the other Grogu in the pram there. He's a little bit bigger. This Grogu's a tiny bit smaller and missing all articulation except for his head. He's basically an accessory. A little disappointing, but I do like the different head. I like the choice that we have now. We want to have him do the magic hand thing that Grief Karga likes to say. You know, it's kind of nice having choices there. And then he comes with the pram. Now, as I said before, the other pram had a little lid here. This one doesn't. I'm pretty sure it should. I think it should have a lid, but I might be wrong about that. I'd have to go look, but pretty sure it should. It also does come with a stand, so it can look like it's floating, obviously. Because it should. That's kind of what it does. And then he can just sit in it just like that. There we go. There we go. And then lastly, we do have the Mudhorn egg, the Suga that there we go. This is what the Jawas sent him to find. Oh, come on. It's got a lot of good sculpt, very furry. The inside just looks like, it looks like the inside of an egg. It's the yolk, I guess. The lid covers it pretty nice. It's pretty small, but it's in scale. That's what it should look like. Again, I'm not going to go over all the articulation and stuff for this guy. If you want that, go watch my review where I did a full-on, normal review of it. I'm just not going to do that. It exists already. The material this is made out of is rubbery. It feels a little cheap. It feels like kind of one of those erasers you get from tickets or like a dentist office, or if you've been good, you get to reach into the bucket and get a prize, and you pick out an eraser. It kind of feels like that. It definitely has that kind of rubbery gummy feel to it. It looks good, and if you're a fan of just one-off scenes, I know my co-host for my podcast, I guess a little plug for that if you haven't listened to my podcast. It's called Black Series Cantina. It's available on pretty much every platform for doing podcasting. It's also available on our Patreon in video form if you want to watch it instead of listen to it. Yeah, I feel like this would be good if you were into one-off scenes and you just want to set up this scene, it works. or if they had come out with a Mudhorn and they wanted a figure to go with it, this would have worked for that. I'm not super feeling it just as a pack like this, I'll be honest. I wasn't super feeling it when they announced it, but I was interested in seeing the difference between the chest piece And that is actually pretty cool. Like, they did a good job of doing that that special printing to just kind of change what it is, because it literally just printed on top of the regular dimensional printing. That's it. Oh, I just remembered it. And I'm sure people have already typed in the chat, like, oh, it's dimensional printing or whatever, or dimensional painting. But I remembered it on my own. So there's that. Anyways, that's been this. If you're into it, this hopefully, you can pre-order it whenever it goes up for pre-order, or if they start showing up in stores, you can get your hands on one if you want it. If you were on the fence, I hope this video helps lead you one way or the other. I don't hate that I own this. If I had paid for it, because I didn't necessarily pay for it, but if I had paid for it, I don't think I'd be mad. I don't think I'd be mad. It's cool to get this version of Mando. Like I said in my original Mando review, I wish they had released the version of Mando with this instead of this, because I feel like he looked like this the least out of the whole series. Like, he looked like this for not even a full episode. He looked like this for at least, well, he looked covered in mud for just part of an episode. But with this little piece of armor right there, he looked like that for a good episode and a half. So at least is a little bit more representative of what he had. So I don't know. It's fine. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's fine. So if you were on the fence or not really feeling repaints, you feel like we've had enough Mandos, I feel like you could safely pass on this. But if you really love episode 2 and you just really want a muddy Mando and you want the pram, the original pram, then yeah, go ahead and snag it. This is right up your alley whenever Target puts it up for pre-order. Because in America, this is a Target exclusive. In Canada, this will be, I believe, a Toys R Us exclusive. And then in the UK, I think it's just going to be like a fan channel exclusive. So, places like Forbidden Planet and Robot Kingdom and things like that, you can get it whenever it goes up for pre-order. Outside of that, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I don't have all the answers, but that covers a lot of people. But I recognize that doesn't cover everybody. Let me know what you think of it down in the downstairs area. Are you kind of ho-hum about this? Are you looking forward to it? I love to read and respond to as many comments as I can. I also love to take a moment and thank these people here for supporting me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. Thanks so much, guys. It means a lot to me that you do that. This is really cool that you do that. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.